All right. So, Brandon, what's up?
Not a lot. A little lunch break here.
Yeah. When do you go back?
So I got a couple of afternoon, little calls.
Cool.
Nothing too major.
Cool, man. So let's just get right into it. How long you been doing CrossFit?
Be 4 years in March.
Yeah.
Yeah, going by.
What got you into it?
So always been kind of interested in working out and stuff like that, and did all the, as you see at home, the Insanities and P90Xs and things of that nature. And for whatever reason, the gym always, I just had a regular gym membership, but CrossFit, I never really got into it. I didn't really know about it, but as soon as I kind of did some research on, I was losing weight, with that other stuff, and I was like, really wasn't my ideal goals, and what ended up happening was one of the members here invited me over for a day, and I was hooked.
Cool. So you weren't necessarily looking for CrossFit,
Exactly.
but it kind of fell into your lap, and then ever since then, it's like,
Yeah,
there you
it's one of those things too. What I really love about it is it's probably the stereotypical stuff. It's constantly variation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about programming or doing any of that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where when I was doing it on my own, of course you kind of have to plan all that stuff out. You kind of get stuck in a rut, doing the same things over and over, and not really seeing any results.
When did you start up?
March, so 4 years ago.
Okay. So March 4 years ago, so 2014.
Yes.
So that was during the Open then?
It was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Open was, I think we were in the second week,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Started coming up and watching the Saturday, doing the Open on Saturdays with the group.
Okay.
And that was, I was yelling right along with everybody else, not really knowing what was going on, and some of the terminology was all new, but seeing people getting after it, that was fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of a tough time to come into it if you're not going to be serious about it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very intimidating, because everybody was geared up for the Open. Everybody was kind of talking about it. I had zero knowledge, of it at the time, but they kind of got me, kind of really, really hooked that there's kind of something that, everybody was kind of training for in a sense. Not necessarily against, maybe even their peers, but I think at the time there was a repeat workout one of those weeks, and they were like, oh, let's see, progression and stuff like that. And that was something I was like, oh yeah, you're not necessarily, out there to beat everybody in the box, but see how you compare against yourself.
So 2014, we were in the previous location. I'm trying to remember some workouts. One of them was the overhead squat workout with the chest to bar, I think. That one was bad. I think there was another one that was...
There was a deadlift ladder that was going up and box jumps.
Oh, the worst programmed workout in CrossFit history, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so terrible. Like, you go up in reps and in weight on deadlift.
Yeah, that was, a crazy thing to kind of go watch. And if I remember, there was, a certain weight. I think it was like even once it got to like 285 on the deadlift or something like that, there was just kind of a wall where there was kind of big. But I was definitely didn't even think, it was like 285 pounds. I think at the gym I'm deadlifting like 225. Which, because you had those metal weights and stuff. But I was like, these guys.
I remember seeing that workout program and just thinking like, this guy's lost his mind.
Yeah.
Like this is not good. All those deadlifts, all those. And I don't think they've ever really done anything like that again.
I was going to say, that was something I don't think I've seen, kind of since, even in regular stuff.
I think Castro caught a lot of heat for that one.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen that again since then. But we've got the Open coming up here in a few weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Start tightening up on that diet. Get a little.
So what do you think about when you're thinking about the Open now? So you came in 2014, you're like, oh man, this is crazy. So that's been 4 years ago. So this would be your third Open
Right.
to participate in.
Yes.
So is it something that keeps you up at night? Because in
Yes.
2014, it kept me up at night.
Right.
It doesn't mean really now anymore.
Right.
Just the kids are what keep me up at night.
No, absolutely.
But like, how are you thinking about it? Like, what's your view on the whole deal?
Yeah, so it definitely is something that, you know, with the announcements and stuff, you know, you have a little excitement and kind of seeing what it is and hoping it's one of at least one of your strengths, you know,
Yes.
and that they're calling out. So no, definitely with the Open, kind of the goal now is doing some small competitions around here, having some group of friends, of course, outside of, you know, the box here that we compete and talk about. Kind of, you know, seeing where you are against those guys. Now with the age bracket, with the Masters and stuff starting a little bit earlier, so I'm in that 35 to 39, you know, group. So my goal is to, you know, try to break into the, you know, top third. You know, so you kind of have a little internal goal of just kind of seeing where you are with your age group. Now, with the Open in general, with, you know, there's really no expectations other than, you know, trying to get better percentage wise within my bracket.
So we've done a few Open workouts recently
Yes.
at the gym, kind of retesting. What have you seen there? I haven't seen your
Yeah,
scores.
no, absolutely.
Feeling
So,
good about that, or what?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, there's some things that, you know, kind of click eventually. It took me forever to get butterfly pull-ups, and now I'm still not efficient at them, but, you know, can kind of string together about 10. So you're seeing stuff like that you're able to progress a little faster through some of the things. But the one that we retested the other day, I got a whole full round, you know,
Nice.
ahead of where I was last time. And I came in the morning, and I'm not a huge morning workout guy, so it was before I went to work. I'm usually in the afternoon, so it was in the morning where I feel I'm probably about 90% of what I would be in the afternoon. And I still, you know, put up a better number. So,
Nice. Very
yeah,
good.
the progression, I like to really see that.
I think that what goes on, like, as you get deeper and deeper into, like, your training time, just in general, but especially in CrossFit, is you get so much smarter. Like, you today and then you when you first started.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like you got dumped on another planet.
Absolutely.
That day, and now you're like, you know the language and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, for me, even though, like, I'm not like as fit as I was back when I was, you know, 25 or whatever, 24, 25, it's like, okay, but I can still touch some of the numbers and workout times that I did back then. So I think the training time and just letting things play out really benefits, you know, just the overall picture, I guess.
Absolutely.
I think up front, we're all like, boom, boom, boom. We gotta get better now because I'm leaving this age bracket or whatever, and I need to do this while I'm 38.
Yeah.
I need to do this before I'm 45 or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And then you get to that point and you're like, oh man, I wish I hadn't rushed it 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I'd probably be, you know, I don't know. I just think
it's true. It's kind of funny that, you know, with always being pretty active, and you get, I got married fairly early and a couple of kids, and, you know, work began, it was kind of a priority. So there was a gap in my 20s, you know, where I was like, you know, just a couple times at the gym a week, really not doing too much. And golly, I wish I had that time back, and just thinking, you know, what if I kind of started, you know, not even competitively, but just, you know, then where you would be and stuff. But from I guess just an overall, you know, health and fitness wise, I'm stronger than I've ever been, even in my early 20s when I was just lifting weights and stuff like that. So, but for me, it was one of the things that is kind of humbling after a little bit is, you know, that first year or two, as you start to really get the movements and some of the form down, your numbers just keep going up, and you're like, this is never going to stop. I'm just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. But after a while, you start to kind of plateau, and not every time you go to max out, you're PR, and that's a different mindset to have to kind of, you know, not every day's a PR.
Right,
So.
that is tough. I think that probably the first 6 months of someone coming in is usually the time when they're just like, every time that they do a new lift, this and that, their numbers are going up. And you can see those big jumps, which are great. But then the next time, maybe like you're at a year mark and you maybe you only go up like 5 pounds on your back squat, or maybe you stay the same, or you go down a little bit, and maybe just kind of hit it wrong or whatever as far as the cycle. But I think that's important to just know, like, okay, these things aren't always going to just fly through the roof and just rock it up, straight away. And like with the open, for whatever reason, you can raise your game a bit when it gets to be like competitive, when you start doing that stuff.
A little bit of adrenaline rush.
Yeah, a little bit. You got everyone like watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, cool, man. So we talked before a little bit about you traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only kind of drawback for. I love my job. They've been with them about 15 years. Great company, but I probably spend about 90 to 100 nights out a year. Probably sounds a little rougher than what it actually is, but it's a lot of Tuesday to Thursday time, during the week. So I'm home a lot, and when I'm home, I'm working out of the house. So but it is hard to balance, that wanting to get the workouts and stuff in, and then being on the road and spending 14-hour days,
Yeah, sitting is not good for your body.
Exactly.
Driving and flying in planes and whatnot.
Exactly. The kind of the older I get, it becomes a little bit more frustrating, just because you feel a little bit unproductive in just the window shield time and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely something that when I am on the road now, I'll take a lot of body weight movement stuff. The hotel has some. It's definitely not near the intensity as it would be at the box here, but it's sweat a little bit.
Moving.
It's moving.
Yeah.
I think even if it's 30 minutes of stretching and just break a little bit of a sweat, I feel a little bit better than not doing anything. But
what's do you normally have? So you can't really take anything with you on the road if you're flying.
No.
Right, that's tough. I mean, bands, I guess, but So
I did take a jump rope, and that's how I got double unders.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So you got double unders by practicing?
By practicing.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It was so that was about as frustrating a movement as to learn, just because it looks so simple, right?
Yeah.
Making jump rope. But one time I did. I just packed my rope, and I was like, I think I was gone for like 3 days, and I was like, that's my workout. I'm gonna until I get that rhythm and stuff down now. So and then once it kind of clicked, it's definitely become something I enjoy doing. But
no, you're super fast at double unders. You're like you might be the fastest person at the gym.
Well, if I can, I probably get to 50 fast, but other than that, I start to kind of I definitely die. But yeah, it's you kind of have to pick your areas like you can. Well, that's one of them.
Yeah.
Some gymnastics movements,
Yeah.
Something like that. I definitely enjoy. But yeah, no, it's when I'm on the road, it's like at one time I used to pack some some dumbbells and stuff like that, and I was like, well, most of the hotels have some type of where you can do a little bit of movement stuff, but try to work on accessories, more than a full-fledged
right.
type of workout. But
yeah, no, I think that's the right thing to do. I hate like working out on the road.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of what you just said is when I go, like if I'm in a hotel or something, I am trying to do like a watt.
Right.
Like I'm trying to do Fran or something,
right.
And I think, like you just said, working on accessory movements, throw some curls in there if you want.
Absolutely.
Just work out and move.
Yeah.
Don't either go do Fran
right
or nothing.
Exactly.
I think that's the right way to go. We're actually going on a trip here next week to Atlanta, so I might be
fun.
doing some accessory work.
Yeah, and there was a time that first probably 2 years I was like, if I'm going somewhere, I gotta drop in, I gotta go to a box, I gotta try to get that in, and it definitely is a little, after a little bit when you come a little bit more veteran to the movements and stuff, I didn't have that big of an issue just walking in somewhere. But some of them it's just they're not as friendly.
Okay.
And it's like so.
Right.
I was like that. Other than most of them charge like $20, dude, to drop in. It was a little expensive to do that all the time, but
Yeah.
I was like, there's a couple that I've, if I'm in town that I'll stop in at, but for the most part, I'm just trying to do something at the hotel.
Yeah, so traveling around, going to different boxes, I mean, every box is different.
Absolutely.
So different.
I've been in classes where, of course, it's one-on-one. I've been in classes
Yeah.
where there's 25 people in one coach, and it's just,
Yes.
and they're over there, on their
Mass
phone,
chaos.
so,
Yeah.
and then there's everybody's a little different and has
Yeah.
more involvement and stuff, but it's definitely something that if you find a good place, I mean, you can, you definitely want to go back and feel welcome. And some are just, they're just a number.
Yeah.
That's with any type of deal.
Yeah, and I've kind of gone back and forth as far as having drop-ins here as well. Part of me is like the old school mentality of CrossFit is, man, we need to be the most welcoming to every CrossFitter that comes in.
Right.
And we need to trade T-shirts, and we need to do this, and we need to do that.
Yep.
And I still think that, obviously you shouldn't be a dick.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, it's going so much towards away from that old school style. I think switching T-shirts and building the community and whatever.
Yep.
And so I like the old school on that. But then, when there's 3 or 4 people come in because they have bachelor party or something, and they just come in for a day into a class where I kind of need to have my eyes on everyone else.
Absolutely,
or whatever it is.
Absolutely.
So that there's those competing things, and I think some people just kind of throw their hands up and say, "Oh, we're just gonna be dicks to the
the
people dropping in, or we're gonna charge them $50."
Yeah, true. Yeah, absolutely.
And on what was it? I think there was a box in Hawaii who does their drop-ins are for a week it's $150 or something.
Yeah.
Well,
it's funny because we went to Cabo and there was a box there that has the Invictus training. They were part of that whole group out of Southern California, of course. And for $5, you could do 5 in a week, and it was about $150. And I was like, or you could buy 3 for $80 or $90. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do something at the hotel.
Yeah, let's just go do that.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because they don't want drop-ins.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I think they're just
probably,
we're just going to tell them it's super expensive, so they won't even
absolutely. In a vacation, destination, I'm sure that they, can get old pretty quick if that's all you ever get in there too. So.
Well, yeah, we'll see how this trip goes next week.
Huh?
I might do some hotel, might do some drop-ins. We'll see if they're nice.
Yeah, exactly.
What is I kind of like to know the moment or the workout or whatever it is where when you were first getting into CrossFit, when you were first starting, when you had the simultaneous feeling or thought of I shouldn't be doing this, but I just can't not do it.
Right.
I really, really want to do it, but this is really, really hard, and I don't think that I should. That kind of feeling maybe in the middle of a workout, you're like, what did I get myself into here?
Absolutely.
But then at the same time think, I can't stop.
Yeah, so, and believe it or not, it's, when I first started kind of coming in, the open was of course full, and I was addicted. I had to watch every, YouTube thing on every one of the athletes and kind of some old stuff. So, you kind of go back to some of the named workouts and the girl workouts and stuff like that. So, and you're like, okay, this is all the benchmarks that everybody judges themselves on. So, you know, and believe it or not, it's Fran. I mean, it just
Yeah.
it's the most common,
Yeah.
and you see people getting in there. And my first couple of times were banded pull-ups, you know, probably 65 pounds on the thruster, and 14 minutes, to get through it.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things too that usually when we're doing it, here in the box, it's people are watching because it's we're putting times on the boards and things like that. So you definitely want to do good and put that extra effort in. But pretty quick, I think it was within like the first 4 or 5 months, we kind of were starting to do some of those workouts. And, you're just like, I can't. Around the 15, you're just like, I'm done. But you kind of get through it, and you're like, all right, next time I'll do 75 pounds, and eventually, the bands go away, stuff like that. But
so it's Fran.
it's just Fran. Yeah. For me, that's because it was the gold standard to everybody. On YouTube had their Fran time. Everybody, what's your Fran time? And you talk about it. Well, what's your Fran time?
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym. What's your bench? So I was like, well, I got to get that time in. Yeah.
Nice. Fran. Yeah. Do you remember your first time on Fran?
Yeah, it was 14 minutes with bands.
14 minutes with bands.
It was, I was looking,
salty.
And it was just, I just remember it was like kind of started out with not bands, and then, probably in that round of 21 had to step into it.
So those that don't know, Fran is, it's for time, it's 21, 15, 9. Start with thrusters, and then there's pull-ups. So 21 of each, 15 of each, 9 of each.
Absolutely. And that first couple of, I was didn't know how to do a real kipping, pull up, or definitely not a butterfly, but so it's pretty ugly, strict, that you're trying to jump up there and then trying to jump down. So it took forever.
So 14 minutes then, what's your best time?
So the last time we did it, I got under 4, so I was like 3:40.
Man.
Yeah, so it's,
That's
getting in that.
I mean,
3 minute
okay,
time.
So how many minutes is that a year? So
Right.
We're 4 years, so that's 10 minutes. So that's over two minutes a year.
Yeah, and then with the weights and the difference, and no scaling of it.
Yeah, man. That's really cool. God, it makes me want. See, again, it makes me want to do it.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
Absolutely.
But then right before, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna suck.
Now it's like it's such a quick. You kind of look at it, you're like, okay, it's an under 4 minute, but it's pain.
Yeah.
It's 4 minutes of pretty nonstop.
I think if you're in between like 6 minutes and like 9 or 10, somewhere in that range, that's the most painful.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of stuck in that mode, stuck in that zone of you just can't get comfortable at all. Once you get like under 5, I think that you can kind of outrun that weird feeling. You're still gonna get it after.
Yeah.
But I think that 6 to 9 is like that range where it's just crappy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's terrible.
Absolutely.
Oh god. Well, cool, man. Let's see what else we got. What else is on your mind about CrossFit?
CrossFit's always on my mind, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always kind of looking at what's the workout?
Yeah. So when do you look at the workout for the next day?
At 7:30.
7:30.
I do.
When it comes out.
When it comes out at 7:30 the day before, and it's something that it's every once in a while. I'll even show up and like I haven't even got a chance to look, but that's probably pretty rare. It's a pretty habit, where I'll go look and it affects zero whether I want to come in or not.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those. Oh, I'm not gonna do that one today, but I just want to know what's going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
See what we're doing.
Are you thinking about it like
strategy wise and stuff?
Overnight?
Yeah.
Are you like, okay,
yeah,
this year? Because I mean, like you said, some people don't even want to know.
Exactly. Just show up.
And just show up. That I think it's probably a good idea to have an idea what you're going to get into next day.
For myself too, it's always kind of and it just may be the way I think is definitely not the strongest, I'm not the fastest, not have the best cardio, but if I have a good strategy, know when to break it up and kind of look at some other scores and compare myself to people I kind of know how they kind of their strengths and stuff, so I kind of know where I'll end up a little bit. So yeah, it's definitely something that I'll start thinking about. Is I'll probably want to break it up here, or I'm gonna try to go this unbroken. So that's, yeah, I definitely look at it and think about it throughout the day.
Yeah.
It don't consume me, but, it's definitely interested.
Yeah.
Kind of see what's going on.
What do you think is, and we're going to finish on this,
Yes.
your, like, the biggest struggle that you had with doing this stuff, with doing CrossFit?
So for me, when I first started, I kind of come off of back in even high school, some shoulder injuries and stuff like that. And, you kind of hear the stuff, oh, CrossFit's rough on the body, you're going to have some injuries and stuff like that, which in any aspect you could.
Yeah.
But you probably don't remember, but the first day met me on a Sunday, to kind of do the onboarding.
I met someone on a Sunday?
It was a Sunday. You were awesome back then.
Oh I was awesome back then.
Yeah, he was all
back
on board. He's still awesome now, but he was, so you met me on a Sunday.
Okay.
And, one of the things we were doing after some stretching and stuff, you're like, all right, let's get this in. At the time, it was a girls bar, so it was 35 pounds.
Oh.
Put it overhead. Now just do a squat, and I collapsed. I mean, it just was, just kind of came down. So I was always really concerned with shoulder stability and anything overhead. I had a little bit of history with Olympic lifting, so I knew kind of the form a little bit. Wasn't good at it, but I've always shied away from that because I got a bad shoulder.
Yeah.
I haven't had an issue in 4 years, and now it's like PR'd the last time we did it on an overhead squat by it's like 170 now, and I never would have thought ever that I'd be able to do that with my shoulders. So it's definitely.
Yeah, I think that especially that movement, the overhead squat, it takes so much time to get that down.
Yeah.
So you're talking about holding the weight over your head and squatting with it with your arms straight, and we're not talking about like 20 pounds. We're talking about trying to do like 135 to 225 pounds like over your head. I think that sometimes we get focused in on something like that we're struggling with, and let that like really, get in our heads.
Absolutely.
When it's one movement
You're right.
of the million movements,
Absolutely.
that that we'll do and touch on. I mean, I think that you approach that really well in the beginning. I've definitely seen people do that, and then be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
If I can't do this one thing, I'm out of here. I'm like, well, there's gonna be something that you can't do along the line.
Absolutely. And that was the cool thing too, is everything can be scaled, adjusted, and it's not. Even today, I'd say there are some things like you see in RX. You want the RX by your name, but if you can't, you got to scale it down. It's get better. Put the weight down a little bit or something like that, so you can cycle through something. But helps in the long run.
Yeah. Just keep moving. Can't do overhead squats. Do front squats.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was there's a lot of flexibility issues and just work on flexibility. And now it's like shoulder haven't felt better, hadn't had any issues. So,
cool, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hey, I didn't do it.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Really, we're here to facilitate CrossFit to you guys, and just deliver that methodology, which we still think is the best. There's flaws in every system, and I think there's a ton of flaws in CrossFit, but I think that it's still the best for like the most people out there, even people that come in with injuries.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Amen. Cool. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. This was our first episode like this. We had to jury rig some things, but I hope that it comes across okay, and we don't have to re-record anything tomorrow because Brandon's probably gonna be working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming in, and you working out tonight?
Absolutely. 6:30.
Okay, we'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll throw it down. All right, cool.